man, look, CeeLo's looking good. And then it was like, that's JD. And everybody's like, damn, that nigga's looking bad.
Warning, the contents of this podcast are informational in nature, and neither Chaim, nor Kel, nor I, nor Random Realness is engaged in the provision of legal, tax, or any other advice. You should seek your own advice from professional advisors, including lawyers and accountants, regarding the legal, tax, and financial implications of any financial decision you contemplate. Additionally, the information shared on this podcast is not intended to be a substitution for diagnosis, treatment, or informed professional advice. You should not take any action or avoid taking any action without consulting with a qualified mental health professional.
Welcome to the show, Random Realness, episode
59.
Sheesh.
I'm your host, James, here with my motherfucking co-host, J. White. How you doing, boy?
I'm doing good. How you doing?
I'm all right. Kelly Kel.
What up?
How you doing, Thug?
Good. It's almost Valentine's Day.
Oh, I know you're excited.
I'm hype.
Yeah, you got a Valentine?
Me.
Okay. Spoil
Me,
that.
myself, and I, huh?
No, I
She about to
do.
be flicking that bean like Mean Joe Green.
No, that's not what I was saying.
Oh.
I do have a couple Valentines, but they're different for me.
Yeah.
I
You
have a
got
friend-
best friend Valentine.
Yeah.
I feel you. Heard that. What's new with everybody?
I kind of got a random icebreaker.
Uh-oh.
All right, so one time we were riding in the car, and my son goes, I counted to he said I counted like 2 million. And I was like, you know how long it takes to count to 2 million or count to 1 million? He was like, pretty quick. Do you guys know how long it takes to count to 1 million? If you count continuously, it takes 12 days.
What?
Yeah.
There's not a million. So if you're doing it like by seconds, right? Like 1, 2, like at the second pace. There's not.
That's wild.
Even if you tried to beat it more than a second, you'd still 3 days, 4 days.
That's wild.
I remember when we were in school, they were like, you know how long 1 million minutes is? And I'm like, next week. I'm like, it's a year. I'm like, what? But it's like hella long.
Yeah.
It's like long as fuck.
And think
It's
about
like
when you have to
years.
start saying 999,999, even one. You know what I mean? Like trying to get all the way
That actually
12
makes
days
sense.
straight. And
That's
that
crazy.
makes you think like how much $1 million is. Like everybody be throwing around $1 million like it's nothing. But if you make 50,000 a year, that takes you 20 years to get $1 million.
Sheesh.
100,000 is 10 years. Anything lower, and that's gross. Not if you do after taxes, make that thing up. That shit's crazy.
Yeah, that's wild.
Hot topic. You guys watch the Super Bowl? Yeah. Yeah.
I watched
Yes.
the first half.
What? Just the first half?
I only got to watch the first half.
Did you fall asleep?
No, I was taking care of a young human, and we had to go. And when he's ready to go, he's ready to go.
Okay.
And we rolling
And you
with it.
shut that shit down and
he
you were
shut it
moving.
down.
There
We
you go.
shut it down.
What about you? You seen it, cousin?
Yeah, I thought it was boring until it got good, and then when it got good, it was, I thought, top tier for not caring or like having a horse in the race. I thought it was good.
Oh, I do have one comment about it, actually.
Go ahead.
The part that I did see is Kelsey when he was cussing his coach out.
Oh,
I was-
thank you for bringing this up.
Can I ask what happened? Because I must have not been paying attention when that part happened. Because then I saw memes and I'm like, where the fuck was I? Because I watched the game.
Yeah, so it was the possession when they fumbled, but he got taken out the game. So he came out the game, and the fumble happened, and he came over and told his coach. He pretty much told him, "You shouldn't have took me out the game," and grabbed him.
It was
Headbutted him. Look
Yeah.
like
I seen the Frozen pictures.
Yeah,
Andy Reid.
Yeah.
Andy, He's everybody's friend. He's like
that's
player
your coach of the year, right?
coach.
That's your coach of the year who you said, right?
Did I say that?
I think so.
Damn,
I took McDaniels. Not
Okay.
Josh McDaniels. What's his name for the Dolphins?
For the Dolphins.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mike McDaniels. That's what I took. But
I've never seen Kelsey charge like that. He's like always level headed, and so
you
I
want
was
to
like,
know why?
boy,
Because
that
his
pressure.
bitch was there watching him, nigga.
His ego was involved.
Taylor Swift was in the suite, like, oh my god, he's on the sideline. What the fuck is going on?
I just didn't like that they didn't make it a bigger deal. I don't like that if
If it was Antonio Brown,
right.
If it was the Ravens and that was
Right.
Zay Flowers,
Yeah.
that would have been the whole entire all the way to the end of the game.
100%.
But yeah,
It's problematic. And
Well,
then
and
Go ahead.
sorry, I was just gonna say, like, it legit already happened with Antonio Brown when he played for the Bucks. He got pissed off at his coach. I mean, his was a lot more extended. Nigga took his pads off and ran off the field. But
yeah.
he was mad, and then shit got.
Kelsey made contact with
100%.
Andy Reid, and what is the Antonio Brown didn't make contact. He was just
took
lashing
his shit
out.
off. You told him to get off the team, so the nigga left.
Yeah, like
That's what the rumor is.
that's crazy. If they wouldn't have won the Super Bowl, because winning just puts icing on everything. Mm-hmm. It just takes care of everything. If they would have lost, it would be a whole different story. They would be reliving it.
I don't think people understand. Like, I was just bothered by the commentators. I was upset that when I watched that, nobody was like, that's inappropriate. It's not cool, because now you have all these young cats who are watching this play,
Yep.
and he's playing at the highest level, and he gets away with it.
And you're regarded as the best tight end ever now. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like,
But you don't have to have a standard. That's trash.
I agree.
I felt bad for Isaiah Pacheco, the running back, because he fumbled twice.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'm a Raider fan, so I don't really feel bad for him. But I just feel bad for him because, like, his story is dope. Like how he came
I don't know
up.
the story.
Pretty sure he was living in a car,
Okay.
came up struggling, and the niggas. That's why he runs like every
He
Yeah.
finishes
play is
runs.
his last, legitimately.
Yeah.
So.
I'm always going for the struggle buses.
Like he'll get tackled, 20-yard pickup, get tackled, and then sprint back to the huddle, and it's like, nigga, relax.
Okay,
Yeah,
the
that's
podium. The podium was Patrick Mahomes, Kelsey, and I think Pacheco, and they had one defensive player up there, 95, Chris Johnson.
How though?
That's what I said. I said it should have been 3 defensive players and just one offensive player.
McDuffie, the cornerback for the
The linebacker 50 Gay.
yeah,
Like they kept him in the game playing lights out.
Number 22 McDuffie, and they had another corner, Sneed. Jate,
He had a holding call on a big play, I think it was. But still, yeah.
But
the defense should
for
have been
them
up there. That
for them to hold them to 20 points, 24 points, 23 points, whatever it was.
yeah.
It's 20 points, right? It was because they got 20. They got kicked a field goal in overtime.
22-25, yep.
Yeah.
Did you hear Kelsey's speech at the end where
No,
he
I
was
turned
like,
that shit off instantly.
he's like, you gotta fight for your right. He was doing that stuff. He got the mic and he was like, La Viva Las Vegas, and like he's like screaming it, and then he's like did the part, and then he did it to the crowd, hit the crowd with it. They didn't give him enough. He did it one more time. I'm talking like I've never seen boy like this.
I hope Taylor
ever.
Swift breaks up with that nigga. Break his heart. Fuck that nigga and his mama.
Over under. Do you think that
What?
they're still together by next season?
Hell, not the full season or no? The beginning of the season?
Beginning of the season. I'm saying. Do you think? Yeah, I'm
They
saying
make it 7
day
months.
one.
They make it 7 months because that's when football comes back, right?
No.
Or it comes back in what, August, September. Or let's say opening day, September.
My no was that's my vote. My vote's no. Look how he acted.
Probably not.
No.
Honestly, though, they were out there turning up on the strip afterwards. I think she likes it.
I do think that there's a level of bad boy that he brings to her, and because he is white, I think that there's a lot more that he gets to do and get away with, and I think she's into that. So I don't know. I take my no back.
I'm saying, yeah, they're not gonna make it to.
You think they are, Kale?
I want them to. I love love. They annoy me, but
You think it's love?
no, I don't.
Okay, so
but I love love.
Okay.
I think it could be love. Like, it has all the right recipes to actually be love. I just think that they're too dynamic for it to work.
I mean, I can't imagine how. I know how busy I am, so I can't fathom possibly being in a relationship with someone who, no way. Either side, that's too much for me.
Because you don't think there's going to be enough time together.
Yeah, a little bit. I think insecurities as humans, it takes a toll. And Kelsey don't seem that solid. If he couldn't keep his composure, he ain't gonna be able to stand on what he stand on.
Okay. Let's get a little. Do you think it's going to be something Kelsey does, or
Hell
do you
yeah.
think it's going to be something that Taylor Swift does?
I think if it's anything that she does, it's more like I could see her choosing her career over him, and then he gets ego driven and his feelings get hurt.
That's what I was going to say. I
does
don't
something
think
cheating.
she's going to cheat.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think she's like that. I think he's like the most, and I don't even like the nigga, but I think he's like the most player compatible because, like, guaranteed the nigga sings her music. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Oh,
so
100%.
he likes that style of music, but he likes hip hop, so he kind of has like a hip hop swagger to him, but he doesn't really. So it's like, just like she said, it's just enough.
Yeah.
But I don't think they're making it till September. But since you love love, how do you feel about the halftime show? Alicia Keys and Usher. You didn't even see it?
I didn't get to see it, but I did see clips, and
What do you think?
I saw that they were entertainers, so that's all I wanted to say.
Swiss Beats came out and said, like,
He's
y'all
supporting
quit
it.
tripping.
Right,
like, you guys are
right.
stupid. And that's how I felt, too. I'm like, you niggas is dumb as... Not niggas. People are dumb as fuck. You know what I'm saying?
but
Like,
do you understand why, right?
no, I don't.
Okay, so the reason it's even like a thing or blown out of proportion is because during his residency, he was like, anytime there'd be a celebrity female at one of his shows in Vegas, he'd pull up on them and sing a song to him, right? Well, he did it with Keke Palmer. Now her and her husband are divorced.
That's smut. That's such a smut frequency
I'm just
that I
saying.
don't even think
I'm
you should
just saying.
compare those two. But
I'm just
I get
saying.
what you're saying. I do remember when that happened, and
So-
I'm sitting there like,
and-
aren't they divorced? They were divorced and all this stuff, and it's like
That's
they were
the
divorced
thing.
before that.
Oh, I didn't.
From
that-
what I
I
read
heard
of the story, they were already
He was
divorced.
upset, and then they got divorced, is what I read. But either way, that's why people are correlating this with that, because it's the same thing. Like, oh, you're pulling up on a baddie, another celebrity's trying to serenade her at one of your shows, nigga. Blah blah blah. You know.
I will say the difference though with this one is I feel like Keke Palmer's grown boy that she was with, he was so ego driven that I
don't even know who her husband was. I'm not.
Oh, it's a dude who every single time it's clear that he want to act like he supports her until it's bigger than him, and then his ego get in the way. And I don't feel like Swiss is like that, but I don't know.
No, Swiss.
And
So I feel like they're on a whole different love level.
it's funny because there's been a bunch of like memes made about it. You know, niggas are just wild. And like as soon as it happened, niggas were like, niggas posted one where it's like, I just wanted to apologize because I don't give an absolute fuck. God damn,
That's hella funny. Yeah, the internet's unmatched.
Yeah.
So I was sick when Kansas City won the Super Bowl, though. I was like, nigga, my heart was beating like my team was playing. I'm like, fuck, please don't let them get this drive. Please don't let them get. Everybody was acting like they didn't know that the game was over when they scored, though.
For real?
I didn't.
It's just that I didn't see it. I don't know.
I'm trying not to be upset about
So
it.
Like,
going.
the only people that were acting like they knew was Patrick Mahomes. Everybody else was like standing there. Like even the defense was like, "Oh, we're about to go to the sideline and get another chance." I don't know. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But even Pat Mahomes, I saw a clip today. He was like, "Yeah, I threw the ball to Scandry, and he went in for the touchdown. He didn't even know the game." Fucking hate his bitch ass. Go clear your
Okay,
throat, you fucking pussy.
did you know? So his dad got a DUI the week
Yeah.
before the game
100%.
in Henderson. He beat him
like
to
his
the
dad.
Super Bowl and got a DUI. I'm like, damn, Dad, just chill for a
Nah,
second.
his dad is tight, man.
No, he is tight.
He's
I thought that. I was like, damn, dog. Like, that was a bad time. And if you're someone with a loss, think about how they could have I'll be looking at those narratives and I was like, he needs to win.
I'm not gonna
'Cause
lie
I
to
don't
you.
want that.
That mugshot, I thought it was fake.
Call Colin. Colin Lano's been a proud sponsor of Random Realness for over a year now.
Call Colin if you need home, auto, life, boat, motorcycle, or jewelry insurance.
Call Colin if you live in Idaho, Utah, Montana, or Oregon. Call Colin at 208-639-0412.
Of his dad?
Yeah, because
didn't even see it.
how bad his dad looked. Like when you see his dad at the games, you're like, oh, like. But when I saw that mugshot, I'm like, nigga, is that his dad in 12 years? This nigga is rough.
He must have
Full
been
blown alcoholic. my
fighting
nigga,
or
like,
something.
bruh.
Yeah, his dad was
He
elite,
was
though.
rough. He was rough.
He said, you know whose daddy I am?
He said they call me Pat Mahomes Senior.
He said, we paying for the force. This game alone is paying for the force. But what I
He
wanted
was
to say
a hell of an
was,
athlete, though, himself, wasn't he?
Yeah, he played,
played Major League Baseball.
MLB,
Yeah.
was he a pitcher, I believe?
yeah.
So you're a Raiders fan. I'm a Cowboys fan. And I was talking.
And you're a Detroit Lions fan?
No, I'm really a Seahawks fan,
fan,
but
okay.
since the pandemic, I haven't really. Since I saw the slavery in it, I kind of removed myself from teams, and I like people, if I'm being honest.
Got you. The Chiefs had three Super Bowls. You guys have 3 Super Bowls. Cowboys have 5 Super Bowls. Niners have 5 Super Bowls.
Yeah, so you were like, please don't.
I was like, please don't. But then I was talking to the Raider fan, and he said that same scenario that's eating me.
Yeah, it was
He
for
said
us.
for you guys. Then
Yeah.
he's like, then it's in our stadium.
Yeah.
So then if they
That's
win
why-
in their
that's
stadium,
why
and
when
I was
niggas
like,
like, who do you want to win? I said, let the whole building crumble. We'll build a new one.
bags.
That makes
Give a
sense.
fuck.
So there was a lot on the line, like with teams,
Oh.
and the Raiders are like one of the biggest franchises along with the Cowboys. Like,
And the thing that I hate is that, and I don't even want to say hate, but the thing that I dislike is, nigga, we just got done with the Patriots. I'm sick of there being teams that just run it. You know, like I want to see different. I don't want to see a Super Bowl with the same team in it every year. That shit's hella boring to me.
That was my favorite thing about this year, is you could not tell what was going to happen, when was going to happen, where. I liked it. I felt like it was more of a toss-up than we've seen recently.
it ended how everybody thought it would, like say preseason, but like you said, it did not seem that way. Week 16, 17, 18, should have been a whole different thing. Usher was independent. He was an independent artist doing his Super Bowl. Did you guys hear about Michael Jackson selling, or the Michael Jackson estate selling half of his catalog for 650 million, 50% of it?
Furious. I'm furious.
Who is it? His mom and shit, or she's not alive, right? So who is it?
I think it would just be like his family, like
kids
family
and shit.
trust. Yeah, like his
The ones
kids.
who didn't support him already before when he was alive. Like, it's so frustrating to me. I feel like he's definitely hunting their ass. They having some bad dreams, because ain't no way.
But 50% of it, do you think that's like too much? You know, like they're getting a big chunk, 600
And
million,
keeping 50%.
and keeping 50%. So that group that is buying the 50%, now they're gonna push money into advertising it to bump it up because they get more sales.
But wasn't, while he was alive, wasn't it very clear to him that he wanted ownership of everything? He did not want nobody else to own anything.
I'm pretty positive.
So if that's what he stand on, I don't like when people switch up just because you die. Like, if I don't like you when you die, I still don't like you.
And
what I'm saying? Like,
and
don't
for
switch
real,
up.
I feel like you would appreciate this, nigga. Don't change what I wanted because you needed money.
Yeah.
Go get your own daddy.
No way that this isn't the residuals on this every year isn't enough for people to eat.
That's what I'm
They
saying.
would
What
have
the
to
fuck
been-
kind of life are you living?
Yeah, but remember
you act like he doesn't have. You think he only had one house, and you think it wasn't big enough to fit everybody in it, and you know what I'm saying? Like you didn't think he didn't have enough cars for everybody to drive one when he died, and
enough investment accounts.
What the fuck are we talking about? You have to sell my shit. The one thing I asked you not to do.
Nah, they've been haters though. His brother wrote a diss track about him. Like they are haters. They're haters.
That's wild.
They're haters.
That's wild. So it was the Sony Music Group. They're the ones that did it, and you know, to them, they're like, this is timeless. Like for some reason, not for some reason, we know the reason why. But even with the like, you know, the stories about Michael Jackson and the children and stuff that come out, like it doesn't seem
the accusations.
The accusation. Okay, that's how I feel too. But sometimes I feel like when I
that's
say
how
that,
I feel too. But and then I feel different about how I feel.
No, but I'm saying like I feel like sometimes if you say that, then it feels like you're doing the OJ Simpson thing.
I don't care what anyone thinks. I don't believe Michael Jackson touched no little kids. As a person who can't stand grown-ups, I like people's kids. Not in a creepy way. I realize when I say that out loud how bad that sounds.
We got her.
But over and out, we got her. But for real, if I was rich, I would have a theme park in my house. My partners, they would drop their kids off in my house. I don't think that's weird. I think that if anything, I think parents are weird for doing it the way that they did it. But I don't think Michael Jackson was weird. I just think he hated the world.
Agreed.
I agree.
First time.
So I think it's bullshit too that they sold his shit. It's like you said, what the residuals of his music, and that's saying that he only has music. Like he didn't have any other company or have any investment in anything else, right? So it's like
didn't have a financial advisor that built something for them to have.
They didn't sell some of the estates already. You know what I'm saying? Like, what are we talking about? So I just think it's bullshit because, like Kale said, if that's what he wanted, why? Niggas are just greedy.
Agreed.
So if they make a Michael Jackson movie, this deal does not include that. I believe he has a hit show on Broadway right now that's just like crazy. Mm. They're not getting any. They didn't sell that piece, so
that makes it worse.
Like, why?
Because all he wanted to do was always own the rights to his music.
Yeah.
Yep.
So it feels like it's disrespectful, and to me, because I felt like I already feel as if even with him dying, I wouldn't be surprised if it had came out that one of his family members did it. That's how big of haters I think they are. Mm-hmm. So I think
I just feel like everything's been tarnished of his, and it's bullshit.
100%.
You know, for him being the icon and the legend that he is, it's like once he dies, now all this shit comes out that this did happen and blah blah blah, and you know, it's just
put on a thinking cap. They put this smear campaign out to try to drop the value so that they could buy 50% of it, and then they rewipe it.
They said we came out, we were lying. The documentary was all lie. We paid the kids.
Yeah,
we paid a couple college funds, and it worked out in our favor.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, that's what they say they did to Bitcoin, to blockchain. They say that they ran it into the ground so that the banks could buy it, or like hedge funds buy it, and that's what the play looks like right now.
After watching that movie, I believe it.
Yeah, that was a fucked up movie.
Yeah, I don't remember the name of it though.
Oh, are you talking about a stock movie? Or are you talking about the Michael Jackson documentary that's on Netflix?
No, I'm not giving that none of this energy.
Okay, no. You're talking about the GameStop story.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I haven't watched that one yet.
I recommend it.
Man,
we playing basketball.
So random.
Yeah.
What?
You guys, I know you've seen it because I sent you the clip. Michael Porter Jr. for the Denver Nuggets came out of his neck. Or did he? He said, if we lower the women's rims, a female came down and just yammed it on another bitch's head. He didn't say bitches, but you know what I'm saying. I would watch that. Rachel Delmita did not agree. She said that there's already enough in place for women.
Yeah.
We'll start with you because, you know,
All right.
You were in that field.
Yeah, I think that's idiotic. I don't understand why they continue to try to put so many limitations on girls or women. They're already dunking. There's already women dunking. Let us figure it the hell out. Let us be able to do it. We have not. This space has not really got to exist for us as long as everywhere else. Like we're 20. The WNBA has only been around for 25 years. I got to see it as a kid. So we just got here. Women playing basketball. Like it's not as long as the men's game. It's not like it takes time to grow. It takes time to do its thing.
If they were playing when it started in peach baskets, niggas would be dunking already. Females would be dunking.
No, because they weren't even allowed to wear pants.
But that's what I'm saying. If it started back then, they would be developed to the point.
Yes.
And right now, I think when the WNBA started, you had to choose between taking a job at Hertz or playing in the WNBA,
Right.
see what you're going to get paid. Like they're just now contracts being over like $100 grand, and it's like, Kel, you're saying like if once the runway they already dunking now, they weren't dunking that much, and now it's like more common.
So if you think but you don't think it would be more entertaining to watch if it went to 8.5?
No.
And it's handicapping.
Yes.
Okay.
That's so disrespectful. Sorry, I didn't mean to be aggressive.
That's all right, my nigga.
No, I don't think it'd be more fun to watch. I think it would be disrespectful. One, there would be no facilities. Women already don't have facilities. So where are we gonna shoot?
Yeah, in the bubble, do you see the workout facility for them in the bubble?
Well, crazier than that, I experienced it. It was my basketball experience, like watching women not be treated how women are supposed to be treated, or even as humans supposed to be treated. And then going to the men's side, after going and like working out with these cats and cooking them, it makes it frustrating that they have all this access to things, and
they're eating prime rib. And they're like, we got some corn dogs for you girls.
Man.
Glizzy gang!
It's wild. I'll just say that.
So, but you're saying like even if they like, so no on the shortening of the ring.
No, and realistically, even in the NBA, we not about to act like every game there's hella highlights. Right. That's not what it is.
Yeah,
that's one thing that girl said that I liked is like when somebody catches a poster, it's all over ESPN because it's like a rare thing.
Right. So don't try to push this narrative like what we're doing is not enough. That's how I felt when he said that.
Another point from that video that I thought was legit, and it goes into what Kel was saying, is like, would you have to change like all the basketball hoops at parks? Like have some be women, some be men and stuff? It's like, no.
They wouldn't, because they don't do that now. They don't give a damn about women's sports. Like the humans do now. Like they're coming around, so then there are changes that have to be
how
made.
would they set it up for women at a park? Because it's 10 foot. So what?
If you ask me, they wouldn't. They would
No, I'm saying right now. You just said that they don't, but I'm asking what would be the difference? Because women shoot on 10-foot hoop. It's a high school line, which is
our lines aren't the same.
Women's high school is not the same as men's high school.
Yeah, high school is the same. Once it gets to college, then it increases by 2 feet.
For both?
For men. No, men is 2 feet. Women is 1.
Okay.
And then once it gets to the NBA, it's 2 more feet, and then women, I think it's 1 or 1.5.
And I guess that's what I'm saying is the parks are set up for both men and women high school, right?
Yes.
And right now, I feel like they're set up for men to play basketball and women can just play there.
Yes.
They weren't building the parks for men and women consideration. It was like they always just get the scraps.
I just almost said something hella wild. I said, yeah, they made it with blacktop, old soft ass skin women. I'm just kidding.
Wild. He was joking.
Yeah, for real. Haha. Giggity giggity.
Yeah, just something I thought.
So you think Michael Porter Jr. was out of pocket for even?
I don't think he was out of pocket, because anything that I can take as like accidental ignorance, I don't take it personal. Mm-hmm. So I just don't think he knows any better. Like I grew up playing with some elite ass hoopers, and they would come work out with us because we would cook them. Like it's just it's different. But I grew up in a space where women's basketball is respected. Seattle, they love women's basketball. In high school, our games are selling out. Like there might be a brawl at the end, but you will get fans. It's not like what it is here.
So you cook grown men?
What?
You were cooking grown men in high school?
A little bit, but I'm not gonna sit here and act like I was.
Okay, well, I asked because the story about the girl.
Oh yeah, I've been in those situations though. I didn't end up dead. So the story that you're talking about, you want to share?
Yeah. What's her name? Go ahead.
Oh, I don't know her name,
Let me see. I'll look it up.
but I do think we should say it.
Yeah. Go ahead. Talk the story. Tell the story. And
Okay,
I'll find the name.
long story short, what happened is there was a player. They went to the gym. They was hooping. She cooked his ass, and then he ended up shooting her the same way that, I don't know, these young men here got to get in control of their emotions.
Asia Womack.
Asia Womack.
Fat baby. Rest in peace, fat baby.
Yeah, it's wild. It's insane though.
So she barbecued chicken this nigga, and she looks like she just graduated. Oh, she was 21, so she's college age. Like, my nigga, think what we were doing at 21. Anytime I played a pickup game, I never had to worry about, I'm about to get clapped for even talking shit or skunking a nigga. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's crazy.
Like, to have that could be, I'm sure she probably didn't think that.
Yeah, but also I think it's different for women because it's just like the same thing if a dude hits on a girl. How often we see a dude hit on a girl when she rejects him, how quick it turned into, oh, you all weak ass this and you all...
Yeah, you ain't even bad like that.
Right,
Yeah.
right. But I was bad enough for you to talk to me. Like, that's how they be on. It's weird. Not me. Don't talk to me. I don't want...
That's what you just said is so fucking true. And like when male's ego gets hurt by a female, it like can this rage that happens and it's like unexplainable. But men never have to go through it.
Not
like
at
as
all.
being a man, never have to.
What's crazy, yeah, because it's just like, oh, he's a man. You know what I'm saying? Like, whatever. Like, in men's mind, you're not supposed to be able to lose to women in anything, even though that's not reality.
Right.
Right? Like,
Yeah.
there's no way she could beat me in a foot race. Nigga, she ran Division I track. She's
Yeah,
smoking the fuck out
right.
of you.
Right.
You're an alcoholic and smoke cigarettes. Nigga, like, what do
Right.
you mean she's not beating you? Just because you had the track record in your high school?
Right.
Have you ever had to throw hands? Like
Absolutely. But
And
I'm from like, yeah.
And it's like it's because you won. Were you expecting it? Like, at what point did you start going, well, I need to be aware of this every time that I play somebody one-on-one? Can I do I really go all the way and risk fighting? Or, like, you know what I'm saying? Trying to say, like,
No, when I was younger, I will say that I had a different temper level. But once again, the space that I was in, I didn't know that the world didn't respect women's basketball. So I didn't have that experience. We were, even now, if you go back to the school I went to, there is trophy cases with everything about us, all the stats that we put up, all these crazy things. So I didn't know. I would not know that space existed.
Right.
I can't relate. It's sad.
the times that you played basketball and it escalated, would they throw the first punch?
Yeah, it was with women. It didn't escalate with men.
You've never had to escalate with men?
No, but there's usually other men with me. Like, and the way that my people are and who I'm with, if regardless of how the world sees me, I am still me. I am still a woman. So if one of my dude friends is with me, they gonna go off before I even get a chance. Just like if some female come out at them, I'm gonna go off before anybody gets a chance.
Right.
Or the old me would have.
Stop. You
Now?
shut up.
What is the growth? What would you do now in that situation?
Nothing. I don't need to.
You're just fighting isn't on your, like, that's a last resort.
Oh, 100%. It's a last resort because I'm not gonna fight you if there's not a chance of me losing. That's how.
Oh, you're
I don't
saying you're not gonna fight unless there's a chance that you could lose.
Yeah.
So if you know you could dominate a person,
Yeah, I
never
feel like
going
worth
there.
it.
It's
Right.
not. Nah, I feel like a bully. I'm not no bully.
Yo,
I grew up fighting bullies,
yo.
but I also understand that saying out loud kind of sounds crazy. Like, what the hell? Like, who are you? But yeah,
No, that makes complete sense.
yeah, I'm not.
Like,
I'm not about none of them weird games. I'm not with
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
I don't even fight women. I won't. It's not who I am. I'm not rocking with it. Don't make sense. And to be fair, I feel like I'm so and I'm saying this in a humble way, but also like in the reality of who I am. I'm so respectful to everybody and anybody who comes in my presence that for them to be off on that, if I get upset with you, you really did something out of pocket. And it's usually not towards me, because if somebody comes at me crazy, I'll probably just cook you. Like, I'm going to roast you a little bit and I'm going to hurt your ego. I don't care about, like, if you got to come at me, then I know you're silly. So yeah, I'll probably poke at you a little bit.
No. When you sent me the story of this girl getting shot, like she's 21. That's so fucking young, right? But it always makes me revert back to Lil Snoop, because it's just like ridiculous shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, nigga, it's a basketball game. You know, like Lil Snoop got killed over a video game.
So talented.
You know, and it's just like, obviously nobody really knew of this girl besides her family and maybe in her town, but.
Yeah, it's wild though.
The dude that murdered the girl, he only got 20 years.
And he looks old, my nigga. He looks like he's 30.
It's always them. Yeah. It's always ones that didn't make it. They're the ones that got something to say.
Fuck saying. In 20 years, is it 20 years no chance of parole? Or
the article just said 20 years. He'll be out in 20 years.
I mean, if we're gonna be honest, it's about to go a little thick, but in the reality, to me, I think black women are the most unprotected class, so I don't expect anything less. I expect to not. Yeah. They don't care.
They don't get the justice.
Yeah.
I stand with you on that too.
Yeah, I think it's wild.
It's wild.
20 years to over, and that's the thing. It's like, is it murder one, or what is it premeditated because you lost? Mm-hmm. You could have left.
Right. You had to go grab it.
Yeah, you grabbed your gun, so then you came back, you know, like you had to go get it, come back. And I don't even know the story if you left the park or if you just had to go to your bag. But regardless, you had to make the attempt to get it, right?
Yeah.
Your life wasn't in threat at all. Your ego just got shattered.
But I'm going to also be honest. I feel like if I knew them, I would go and check their partners. Because what type of man are you that would even allow this level of disrespect to exist? Like, if I'm watching you and somebody's cooking you and you get upset and want to fight him over it, I'm about to get on your head a little bit and be like, dog, what do we do? This ain't how we operate. Like, I'm going to hold you to a standard and make you be accountable. But
yeah, because if there was 15 people around there and it escalated to that.
Cooked, right?
No, I didn't mean you.
Okay.
We was just, you good.
I just was making sure.
No, you good. You
Let's
good.
clarify.
I didn't mean like that.
You know what I'm saying?
I
just want to make
I don't want no smoke.
Who would have won in their primes?
Out of us?
Yeah.
She played D1 basketball.
That's what I'm saying.
So
I didn't know what you were saying.
What was you doing then?
Well, because he was saying, like, you're not talking to me, right? I was thinking that he was saying
she said
his
somebody
basketball.
cooking me. Shit, not her.
Yeah, he wasn't saying me.
She still wouldn't cook me, but yeah. She has accolades, you know what I'm saying?
I appreciate it.
She's nice.
He just said you wouldn't cook him.
He's supposed to say that.
Right?
Okay. That's what I thought I heard originally. And then I was trying to put some gunpowder on it.
Everybody's
supposed
to say that.
I'm like, yeah, she'd probably skunk me. I better get a bucket or two on her.
Right. What does that even sound like?
Okay. I gave her props. She played D1 basketball, but she ain't beating me.
That sounds crazy.
Is that?
I feel you.
Is that only because she's a girl?
No.
If there was another D1 basketball player, dude,
that was her size.
No, that was like a regular D1.
That's what I'm saying. I'm basing it off of everything. I'm not basing it off of just that she's a girl and that if I'm going against how tall are you?
I'm 5'9.5".
5'9.5". If I'm going against you, nigga, I'm dusting.
Here, throwback.
Oh wait, by the way, that's wild to think.
That's
just so you know. If you think I ain't been this height, like
I know. No, I'm not saying you,
but I feel you.
But he's saying if it was a man, and I'm not saying it's not. We can't just be like, it's a 6'3" D1 play. You know what I'm saying?
I do think
a 5'9" D1 player. You cooking him?
I definitely think
probably
height
shifting.
matters.
I don't know. Probably not now. In my prime, I probably had a better chance.
In their prime, who's winning? Floyd Mayweather or Ronda Rousey?
Oh my god! I'm gonna let you go because I feel like
I was saying throwback. I was just talking about
we talked about this. Go ahead,
Floyd. Why is this
We just want to make sure.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, but I don't think Ronda's about that.
Long
Personally.
story short, yeah, I think Amanda Nunes hits way harder than Ronda Rousey.
She's a dog.
Yeah, she punches like and I don't mean no disrespect. She punches like a grown man though.
She's a dog. She's one of those people. So I got a partner actually. This is how I met her. So long story short, she was beefing with somebody. Smoke happened. Whoop whoop whoop. Whatever. Circle back. Afterwards, I went up to her and I said, "Yo, if anybody ever tells you that I want to fight you, you better hit me first." And she was like, "Bad." And we shook hands and now we friends. Like the level of friends that we are like, that's my dog.
Amanda Nunes.
No.
Somebody who's like her.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Shit.
No.
He said it. Let me get tickets.
No, that's crazy. No, I'm
God
saying
damn.
in just the level of the way that I see it. If I see somebody who really holds their own, to me, I start to respect them. I'm like, okay, hold on. We could be friends because I saw you cool before.
So do you respect Suki for how she held her own on the Bobby Althoff interview? For those who don't know what I'm talking about, Bobby's the white girl who be interviewing all the famous people.
Bobby's a fake knockoff Marco is what she is.
Anyway,
She makes me so mad.
How you really feel?
She makes me so mad because I feel like we're watching culture appropriation happen before our eyes, and because it's her doing it, it's okay, and it's so annoying. It's so annoying.
She's interviewing Suki the rapper. For those who don't know, female rapper Suki
the magician.
Suki. She's like, and I don't know. I didn't watch the interview. I just saw the clip leading up to this part, and I don't know what was said. But she's like, you could tell they were kind of already like chippy, you know. And then she's like, well, you're a musician, and that's why I'm interviewing you. She's like, I'm a musician. The fuck does that mean? I do magic or something? Nigga, what? What are we doing? What is going on? I hate. So you're gonna tell me she writes bars? You gonna tell me she writes bars?
Well,
her style bars, yes, I believe that. But if I ever hear anything intricate coming out of that bitch, boy,
yeah, she's one of a group, but she's not the whole group. Like she's not like there's just as many trash male rappers that are just as dumb.
Well,
it's not
I feel like there's more.
them.
Yeah, I think there's more trash male rappers just because that's a bigger category.
You think the percentage is the same too?
I think it's higher.
Yes,
in males.
Yeah,
okay,
yes. Because there's more.
Okay, yeah. Okay.
And because once again, men get to be trash and be in this space and exist. Women not so much. Except
and
I didn't think it like I thought she was joking at first, but she gave her multiple times.
Nigga.
So like
she's like, no, I said a musician, not a magician does magic. She's like, no, I fucking rap and I do music and I'm an actress and I said, yes, bitch, you're a musician. We get it.
Oh.
And that's the thing is I feel that I already know I'm going to get murdered for this, but I feel that there's more ghostwriters for female rappers. Like, I think the percentage is higher, especially for ones that actually made it.
Interesting.
I can see where that's coming from because like the way it is right now, I think it's easier to manufacture a winner right now.
100%.
All you have to do is kind of put a look, and that's only going to last for so long. It's only going to last for so long because then now that they're getting paid, there's going to be
we discussed it
really chasing it.
We discussed it in previous previous episodes. Like it's really just the Little Kim recipe: sell sex, wear shit that's gets attention, and talk crazy. Like you literally, your lyrics are through the roof wild.
What the hell?
We already discussed
it's this. It's the same thing on the men's side. Men are only talking about jewelry and chain.
I know.
So
I'm not saying it's not.
But I don't think it's because of ghostwriting.
I
necessarily.
know, but that's what I'm saying. It's easier to plug and play. J. Cole, you can't plug and play.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Sexy Red and fucking Megan Thee Stallion and all these people.
I think Megan got her own shit. Like Deja Loaf, she got her own shit, but they have put out some cards.
Let me play devil's advocate. Do you guys think Tory Lanez ever wrote anything for her? Because he's famous for ghostwriting.
I can see it.
Okay, that's
I can see it.
Just by proximity.
I can see it. Yeah.
Stop.
Like I don't know for a fact, but I'm saying just because they were locked in, it would make sense. But I don't. Yeah.
I'll just say that I don't. I guess she's never came out and said that no one has in ghost.
Nobody ever says that. It's only when you get caught.
Or you look at the packaging.
You guys, I don't want to believe that. I don't know. No, you know what? No, because look.
You know what? No.
Look at Meg's hits after him. It's not like it fell off. Like Nicki Minaj, hers fell off after Oh Boy a little bit. I won't lie. What's the dude? Safari. After Safari.
She said Sriracha. What was the name?
Little Spicy. After him, I feel like she dipped down a little bit.
Yeah. But and I just think it's easier for people to like I said, plug and play. Like,
it's easier to sell a woman in this industry than a man.
Right. Like, and it sucks 100%. And that's what I was just going to say is niggas don't give a fuck about a female's background. But if a nigga had it rough, niggas are like, damn, I feel that, but they don't relate as much to a female. But like, when's the last time you heard a female just drop some heartfelt, crazy, like, and I get there's like R&B songs, but I mean like rapping, like,
I listen to a different style of music. I listen to the music that I listen to is the way that I try to live my life. So I listen to like Toby and Wigway and Fat, who is his wife, and she's dropping some heat. But
is it rap?
Hell yeah! But I could also see it's kind of like indie soul with a little bit of hood. Like so I see myself in them. They're people who are from the streets, who's about it all, and have just turned over a new leaf and are trying to grow through it and go through it and talk about it.
You just made me think that Killer Mike album is, I swear, if you listen to it, you'll be like, damn, it was like Goody Mob, like Outkast, all of this shit. I've heard like other like Killer Mike stuff, and I never like was like he's dope, but he's like my name's Michael now, like it ain't Killer Mike. He's talking about the trauma and healing from the trauma, and not in like this, I feel like, oversensitized way right now about healing and trauma, but more just like.
What do you mean oversensitized?
I feel like healing is big right now. I feel like healing should always be like we've been healing like forever. Like, I don't think it's like...
I don't think we have. But I do agree with you, though.
Yeah.
I do agree with you.
I mean...
he'd think he was saying we should have been healing.
Yes.
People need healing, this whole time. Right. It's not like, goddamn.
But I listened to, like, the first 6 or 7 songs of it, and I was like, damn, this is kind of dope. But then it kind of got, like, little... I don't want to say gospel-y, but, like, preachy or... I don't know how
That's the shit that had me charged. It had me charged because the message was pure and, like, that... It was refreshing.
Yeah.
I will say I haven't listened to the album, but listening to him, I always feel like he really about it all.
I'm not gonna lie, it was fire hearing Andre 3000's verse, the nigga actually rapping and not fluting. He's a dog. He's on that.
I think Mozzie was on song 2.
There's a bunch of.
Okay, I'm gonna have to tap in.
Yeah, it's pretty dope.
And the only reason I listened to it because the other show when we were like, he won the Grammys or something, and I was like, let me see, and it was like. How they tried to hand Kendrick Lamar the Grammy for his album. This one I've played multiple times. Yeah. And as like the first time I listened to that Kendrick Lamar, it was like a spectacle.
Yeah, it's like a story. I remember you saying that you have to like watch it. You could only listen to it a couple
one
times,
time,
right?
Like it only had me the shock factor one time. I'm now 4 or 5 times through this album, and it's like, I could see this being played. Car trips.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's tight because I really like him. And he's somebody that I really want to win.
Do we know why he got arrested? Anybody?
I want to say it was just like
parking ticket.
No, it was like an altercation, like pushing through security, like them not knowing who he was, which is like fucked up.
He said, "Nigga just won 3 Grammys."
I won 3 Grammys. I'm on the Grammy list, bruh. Like, I'm one of the ones.
You think I just showed up here?
Yeah.
I just got in the building, walked in, and I said, "I'm catering side cop."
That's also wild because he works with like politicians. Like the level of what he does for communities, I'd feel so disrespected. But no, I'm not gonna lie. When I saw that he was locked up, I refused to look because I know it was gonna piss me off.
Yeah.
3 Grammys ruined the nigga's night.
Right. Like how does he go and talk about probably experiencing that same situation in his album at some point? 'Cause that's been his life, and then that happens. That's whack. Boo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's whack.
I think we're owed some reparations.
Oh, if you ask me, yeah.
I'm still waiting on my 40 acres and a mule.
Well, I don't think it's gonna be that way.
Can I get 10 acres? Let me hold something.
Let me get 1, and we all gonna win. I wanna live on a compound with my family so bad.
Theme park, get rides stacked on top of rides.
That would be so dope.
Dog. I want to live. I want to buy land, build tiny homes for my family, so that all of us can be around each other. I want to retire on a block with my best friends.
That thought goes through my head all the time, but then there's a piece of me that goes, would everybody be okay with that? Like, in my head, that's what I want, but would the actual
At what point would it not be okay?
Yeah.
Like, what point would
once you
people
get
be
in
like,
each other's
fuck, I wish I
business.
didn't do this?
Once you get in each other's business, once you get in your first argument,
So is it a fallacy or is it real, you know?
it's real. Just because we gonna beef, that means we ain't supposed to be on the same block? That's crazy. We're family. We're supposed to fight a little bit.
So if you built the tiny homes on the property, are you staying in a tiny home yourself, or are you gonna have like the big house and then?
You've met me before.
I'm just clarifying.
That's crazy.
I'm just clarifying. There's plenty of niggas that have the dream.
Now, if I'm being honest, if anything, I would be perfectly fine living in a tiny house in one section and building my brother and his kids and his girl a house.
Like a big
Yeah. Where I could just
I would
pull up.
have like the big the estate part, and that's where the elders would stay. That's where the elders would stay.
If you got good stock, you stand in the ad.
No, I would make sure that they're good, and it's like, you know, like the young and able, if they have to do the tiny house the tiny homes until they get to where it needs to be. Like if we're talking compound things,
my dad would have to be at the end though, far in. He got to be in his own space by his damn self.
Okay,
but everybody else, not because of us. We want to bother him. But he don't want nothing to do with it. I already know. He would like it if we got to come and leave. But realistically, would we always leave? Like, you know what I'm saying? We would annoy the hell out of him. He don't want company all the time. And he tells us.
So there was a story, because you were talking about reparations.
Yeah.
It was like a TikTok reel, and the reel came through, and it was like, New York secures $183 million for Holocaust victims. Right. And that's they just kind of left it like that. And they were
so it left niggas like, nigga, how they get Holocaust victims 183 million, nigga, they wasn't even from here.
Yeah, and
weren't even American, not saying that they don't deserve what they deserve.
Yeah.
Just saying people were like, what the fuck?
And black people aren't getting paid for what they
they're from here, nigga.
And they're from here. And so when I read through the article, it was this group has like been stealing back like bank accounts, art, like super high end collectible art, and they reach settlements. So like if they find the piece of art and it say it's worth like 2.2 million, the person that bought it somehow through the thing or whatever, they work out some settlement to where like maybe they sell the piece, give them like 200,000 because that person might not have actually done the crime, but they're like, hey, they have rights to this. This was taken, looted, whatever. And so they've collected these pieces of arts and cashed in insurance policies and stuff like that to the tune of 183 million to give. So
we don't just send it. We don't send it back. We don't collect it and just send it back because it's not from here, right?
It goes to the Holocaust victims that are here, or lineage of Holocaust victims
Like
that
I
are
said,
here.
Holly Park.
So I thought the reason, so I'm saying the real, what I feel was being divisive a little bit because they weren't putting in it. It
Clickbait-ish.
made it seem like New York pulled $83 million out of their budget to just give, but there's this nonprofit group that works to try to do that. So there is some funds in there. And when it comes to like artifacts and stuff, I'm trying to think of them bringing everybody over on a slave boat. It's like our artifacts had already been snatched before they even probably got here. Please.
I am trying my best not to. I won't say anything negative about that side, but I will just say that I don't know if you guys know about the Tulsa massacre that happened in 1921.
Yep.
So the long story short, the Tulsa massacre was it was the first Black Wall Street, where it was a black owned area. It was black people circulating money through black, it was the same thing that everyone else had. It was a black
Wall
space.
Street for black people.
Yes.
Right.
They bought into banking actually being legit. So they
Yes.
were stuffing their money in banks.
Yes.
Building a lot of net worth in.
Then the U.S. did what the U.S. does and destroyed it all.
Legit drop bombs on
Dropped bombs in this
Legitimately.
area and destroyed it all. And it's interesting to me that that doesn't deserve reparations. That they said, and I put it, they said that they couldn't prove that there was individualized injury. They don't believe that there was injury from taking bombs and dropping them
on a certain city block.
right in just this area. They don't think, but
Money not returned.
But an MPO group can find that motherfucking.
yeah, it's just once again, it's more proof that like,
They don't give a fuck.
dog, they do not care.
I think if she would have pointed to the massacre, it would have been a better video. But instead of just pointing to slavery, I think if she would have
Pointed
been as
just how we
thoughtful like
did,
you just
right,
were,
right.
it would have been an even more powerful video.
So what do you think would be like now in today's day? What do you think? I don't know if either of you have even thought of this, but what would you think would be logical and fair? Like reparations.
Financially, I'm not 100% sure because I can be honest and say I don't understand the level of finances in the sense of like industry wise as a whole. And I don't want to say something that's going to take away from the point that I'm making. I can honestly say I don't know financially, but what I do know is we should be having different discussions. Like if they want to, before even talking about reparations, we should make it known that a black man is responsible for the stoplight, the red, yellow, green. That was built by a black man. The super
there's a lot
soaker,
of shit.
that's a black man. The plastic
super
fork,
soaker
that's
gun?
a black woman.
Yeah.
Yes, his
There's
name's
a lot-
Larry
there's-
Johnson.
Bro, it's disgusting if you look at list of
The ironing
inventions
board.
that come from black people that didn't get the credit.
Right. So if we're going to talk about reparations, for me, it's just really the people who put it in should be able to get it out. Damn potato chips. You know, black man created potato chips. He was pissed off. It was a dude or a person. They're in a restaurant. Someone's complaining because their stuff wasn't cooked enough. So he was trying to be petty, burnt them to a crisp, gave them back. They were potato chips. It was a hit. Boom. Now it's in there. We don't get talked about for that either. So for me, reparations isn't just about finances. It's about education. It's about understanding. It's about giving us access to believe that we are worth it. Because in reality, what we're taught as kids, well, not me, because thank goodness, Seattle, I didn't know how great I had it until I moved. But Seattle, growing up, you learn about who you are as a culture before you do any of these other things. Nobody really harped on like Christopher Columbus. But can you imagine as a kid thinking that someone that looked just like you discovered every piece of land you're on? There's no way it wouldn't make you feel like, okay, I deserve to be here. And then you're going to tell us we start from slavery? That's silly. So that's where I think the changes should be.
Damn. Growing up in Idaho, it's like I learned most of my history through the school system, and it sounded like you got it like preloaded before you even hit school, like hit the
It
schools.
almost sounds like
essentially.
it's a different.
I had black teachers.
I would say it's just a different dialect and a different lesson almost that they're teaching and where you come. Like,
It is,
from your state. Like it's so diversified over there that they didn't have a choice. They couldn't teach over there what they teach here because over here they get away with it.
Right. Yeah.
You know, it's so dominantly Caucasian here that it's and that for real. When we were just talking, I was thinking like, damn, honestly, besides Pilgrims and Indians, like Thanksgiving and Martin Luther King and Rosa Parks, what do we learn about any color or any history besides American history? You know what I'm saying? Like, oh,
that sounds like
I got to meet Rosa Parks.
You said what?
I got to meet Rosa Parks. So to understand from your world, you are like, only people we know was this and this. For us, we were in such a loved. Granted, I understand the circumstances that I was in the sense of like physically in.
A lot more rough. Right.
Way rougher. Right. But in the sense of like seeing what's a possibility for me, it was unmatched. I've met the Rosa Parks. We got to meet Muhammad Ali. Like, we've gotten to be in spaces. Granted, Muhammad Ali had Parkinson's already, and I do think that makes a difference.
Did he shake your hand?
I'm not doing this with you. I'm not doing this with you.
Was this school? Was this school or did basketball take you there?
No, this was school.
This was school.
All
That's
of it was
fire.
school.
That wasn't a good question.
No, I'm not.
He didn't shake her hand. What an asshole.
I think to your point, it does make a difference seeing him with Parkinson's versus without, because at that you saw him in a vulnerable state, as opposed to like Muhammad.
I'm the motherfucking man.
Yeah,
but I won't lie, it hit different seeing him in a vulnerable state, because to see this person who in real life, it felt like everything that I've ever learned about him, I watched him sacrifice the fame of it all, the finances of it all, because he felt that it was impactful enough to give another little black boy or girl an opportunity for them to believe and dream. So, yeah.
Gave up financially. Are you talking about when he stood on
what he stood on with the military?
He stopped boxing and went to jail for a little bit.
Yeah.
And did the holdout for the draft because he said, why would I go fight for them when they wouldn't even fight for me here?
Did you know, by the way, on a side note on that, so you know how we have DAP, right? We dap each other up. Did you know that so it's called DAP because it's dignity and pride. But it started back then, handshakes, because that's how people that were in the military were be able to communicate that they were safe or not. Because black people, regardless of what you was supposed to be doing, you still wasn't cared about or seen there too. You was in the front line. You weren't given the same weapons. You weren't able to protect yourself in the same way. So then they created codes where they could tell each other if it was cool or not. We're filthy. Imagine if you would have understood that as a kid.
Yeah.
So now when I see all these players and stuff and they're doing all these handshakes, it makes me upset that we had to fight to do that. They get to do it for free, which is cool, but don't nobody talk about where it came from.
Right. It's just a celebration.
Yeah.
Right.
As opposed to it was a survival.
It was a lifesaver.
Language.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So what do you think reparations, like logically, financially, you kind of like the financial side or brain. What do you think?
I'm going to keep it simple. I don't think there's like a price that you could put on, but 50% of something is 100% better than nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like, I would say, $250,000, something like that.
Like per person?
Yeah, I'm saying something like that. Like, because you got to put the time stamp on it, and I don't know like all the logistics of it, but I know that we had concentration camps for Japanese people during Pearl Harbor, and then once that was over and we realized that we put them in concentration camps, they gave them like 2.5 acres and like $60,000 like at that time. Mm-hmm. So you just got to think that was after slave, you know what I'm saying? So you're going back to pay even further. And so when you bring that forward, that was only a short period of time and not just years upon years, then slapped like Jim Crow, you slap all that stuff.
You
like
slop or slap?
Slap. You just keep slapping these things on top of it. The Oklahoma massacre, like you just keep I want to say, bamboozling this group of people. And it's like, yeah, you don't think you can put a price tag on it, but you need to try to do something.
Right.
Like,
like you said,
some's better than nothing.
50% of something's better than 100% of nothing.
Yeah.
So
I'll tell you right now, if I got $250,000, I would never be broke again. And I'm only saying that because it truly just feels like so many of us have never really had a chance. And I know for the average person, they see like, you got the same opportunities I got. You get to have the same 24 hours I got. I don't think it's that way.
have you ever seen that video where it's like a camp, summer camp, and it's like all teenagers, and the coach is like, all right, everybody line up. We're going to race for $100. Whoever wins gets it.
Yeah.
And then he starts saying, all right, take a step forward if you never had to pay a bill or worry about making dinner for your sibling, right?
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
Not just based off the video. All the Caucasian kids are getting head starts. That's exactly what you're talking about. Is people don't understand the head start that they get. You know, it's like, oh, you have the same shit as me, do I? Because I have to pay bills, and I have to make sure my little siblings are taken care of, and I have to walk to and from school, and I have to walk to go pick my little brother up from school, and be on time to practice and still play sport. You know what I'm saying? Like,
my grandma had a house that she was going to pass down to us, but they burnt it down and they ain't done nothing about it. You know what I mean? There's like these things
100%.
in it. And to your point, like how you say, if I had 250,000, I'm not going to be broke again. I do believe if they kick out 250,000 to every single person, there's going to be plenty of people to trick it off, but it's enough of money for the people that do catch traction with it to put the community in a better place. Yes.
Right. And honestly, it's sad to say, but I even think if motherfuckers were to send 50,000, people would be like, oh my God, you know, because they've been waiting. Everybody's been waiting so long. It's been an afterthought. Nigga, if you woke up one day and had $50,000 extra in your bank, you'd be like, nigga.
I don't think, man, the crazy part is the first thing that I'm thinking is how differently I could live. How much healthier you naturally get to become. Because then you get to afford all the healthy foods. You get to afford being able to have enough time to do all this extra research. But when you're so stuck in the space of just surviving what you got to survive, trying to make ends meet, trying to get rent and doing all these type of things, I don't even think that all that extra stuff gets the chance to like exist yet.
Yeah, a good example of that. Everybody's like, man, you just gotta go crazy with your music. You just gotta be more consistent. And it's like, it's hard to be consistent and sit here and write and do all this when that's not what pays the bills. You know what I'm saying? Like, I have to go to work 40 to 60 hours a week because that's how I survive, you know? And then, be consistent and make music and write every day and post and it's like, all right, like, it's hard, you know? It's not easy to go.
It's not easy, but yeah.
But that's what's necessary, right? 100%, right? It's just crazy. I think anything niggas would be surprised.
Facts.
So
anything.
There's like different, like if you're an Alaska resident, you know, you get like a special check that gets sent out. Like if they could trace your lineage back, why don't put it on a little payment plan? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
where every year,
bands every month, every 6 months, or
every time you do your taxes or whatever, just something. Right. You know what I mean? Like just something.
We don't even want it all at once. They could just give us something.
Whoever has the most competitive package out there, let's just start the baseline. Like, you know what I'm saying? If they're giving $10,000 to somebody just born in Alaska or being Alaskan, or
I think they get $3.
Well, let's say I would say
sure you're right.
I would say Native Americans probably need just as much. Because that's a wild thing to think that they just said, this ain't your place. This is their land.
So thanks for showing us how to grow crops and shit. But time to go.
Which one is work? Because I feel like they're pretty ugly.
Well, I don't want to play Trauma Olympics because I think that's just as toxic. But I do believe it would be harder to I think they have it worse, and this is what I'll compare it to. It's like with me being a foster kid and like having a friend whose parents get divorced. It's hard, and they'll be like, "Oh, dang, I shouldn't be venting to you about it." And I'm like, I got it easy. I didn't know him from the beginning. I don't have a standard. I didn't have a good relationship.
I didn't have to. My heart broken.
Yeah, you fell in love with your parents. You fell in love with their love. You watched it. It helped you grow. It helped you become who you are, and it becomes like a level of your existence. I have had the privilege of not having that, so I get to define my own existence. I get to do my own work. So I think it's the same type of thing. They have it worse because they have the land.
What do you think?
I like that. Not trying to play
Analogy.
the trauma Olympics. I like
Yeah.
that. That's good. That's good. I mean, I think I led with it. Like, I feel like Native Americans, that's
Pretty rough for them as well.
pretty rough.
Right.
Like,
But I don't want to say but because they had that's like damn near genocide, you know. But I do have a lot of Native American friends that they get checks for being Native American. So reparations for them
has actually taken place of
right
some sort.
right.
Yeah.
Like I know multiple Native Americans that I got a $10,000 check and I get $33,000 when I turn 18, and you know what I'm saying, like. And I'm not saying
it's enough. You're not saying it's enough.
Yeah, I'm
You're
not
just
saying it makes
that-
it right. I'm
no,
just
I'm not
saying that
against
it started.
Yeah.
Somewhere there has been progress for. I don't even want to say to make it right because nothing's going to make it right. But there's been progress to make people feel better about what took place.
Yeah, I think the only thing that makes theirs tough is because Native Americans, because I'm on the same page of like, I have some partners that are Native American. One of them, her entire existence is like, they call her the storyteller. So her job culturally is to share these stories. For Native American people, the reparations that I feel like would be important is more like stories and like being able to really,
artifacts and shit,
it's not like, for us, it's money.
Right.
For us, because we came over here kind of with nothing, we like, come on, help us get on. For them, they've already been on, and we took.
And this is where their shit is at.
Yeah, right. And I feel like that's why for them, I don't think the money necessarily matters because that's not what's important in their culture.
Right. Right. And that's a good point because a lot of like, I don't want to say the people I know aren't real Native Americans, but like true live on the reservation and shit like that. Like that's what they give a fuck about is the history of everything, that their whole history and you know, legit from the ground up. So that makes sense.
I was like leaving a comment, or there was something on Earn Your Leisure, and they were like talking about how black people, this person from Africa was essentially saying, hey, you guys don't even know where you come from. Like, I can't even imagine that, blah, blah, blah. And I made a comment and I'm like, yeah, it's kind of like a trip. Like we know we're like, or African American, but I can only go back to my dad's dad. And it's just like a fuzzy story, but that's it. Over in Africa, the lineage, their stories just keep going and keep going and keep going and keep going.
Right.
When they look at you, like say an elder is looking at you, they're like, oh, you're not like your dad. You're like
your great grandfather.
Yeah, cousin. You're like their, you know what I'm saying? And just imagine somebody speaking life into you because they've seen your
either pictures or heard stories
of what the person that was you that did great. Obviously, they're probably not going to try to compare you to like Scar. You know, like it's not like Lion King where they're like, oh, you like Scar. They're going to be
you
like,
got dark skin in here, nigga. You Uncle Scar in the face ass nigga.
Yeah, they're going to tell you the stories that make you know that you're worth something.
Right.
And it's like the buck stops at my dad's dad and my grandma. On my dad's side of the family, on my white side of the family, it can go further. Like my uncles, like can take the Kozad name and run it back. You know what I'm saying, to a shield. But like my dad's side of the track, it's like San Angelo, Texas. My dad's dad.
That's where it stops.
I think what makes it powerful is so like an experience that I had. I was in the Black Student Union when I went to Utah State.
I was gonna say you said that fast as fuck. The first time. I was a Black Student Union. I was gonna say.
I didn't mean to say it that fast.
I'm glad you reset it.
So we're all sitting around in a group, and these are all like Africans from Africa. And
What the fuck, guy?
well, this is what's cool is we're sitting there and they're like, "Oh, where you from?" I'm like, "Oh, I'm from Seattle." And they're like, "No, like sister, where you from?" And I was like, "The streets of Seattle." Yeah. And they said this is what was hella cool. They did an entire ceremony, and they was like, "No, I can tell you right now, you're from Mali. I know where your family is from. I don't know you. I've never seen you before, but I know what you guys look like, and you're from Mali. Your name is Fanta." So they named me Fanta Sissoko. That was my name that I got in.
Is that a new flavor for Fanta?
No.
Oh, my fault. Fantasy ho ho soho.
No, Fanta Sissoko. That was my name. Don't come at me like that, bro. That's my name.
Okay, my fault.
But what was crazy is during the pandemic, I did that ancestry joint, and the majority of my African lineage
Is Mali.
Yeah.
That's wild.
And I was like,
I did the
what?
Ancestry.com and got my little mix.
He's German and Irish.
That stock was stalking over there.
Oh shit.
He said, she says Texas. I don't know.
No.
One side says master.
Oh, God. One side says good, the other says stock.
Yo, they fucking shit. Yeah, it was, but yeah, I think I was like Ghana and gosh, there's Nigerian.
Makes sense. But the point is, yeah, I think it's powerful to just see people. Once again, it just ties back to how much further we would be able to be if we like could understand that these things were possibilities, like you're saying.
Well, and having that extra bread, how much easier it would be able to find things out like that. You know what I'm saying? Like to be able to travel and go visit your background, or learn your history. You know,
on 50,000, you ain't gonna be able to do much.
I know, but
250, you can still play yourself. You know, but
give me 50,000, I'm gonna spend 10 to go visit. Nigga.
No, I feel you.
We'll be all right.
Have you been to Africa?
No, that'd be filthy.
I've never been out of the country.
Me neither. I should have just said no. I've been to Tijuana.
I've been to Mazatlan. That's my thing. But yeah,
I've been to Hawaii.
Okay, you damn. What is it on your bucket list?
What, Africa? Yeah.
Yeah.
I really want to go to Jamaica.
So that'd be tight.
Would you? Okay, if it's Jamaica or Africa?
Probably Jamaica.
Damn. Okay.
Mine's depends on if I'm going with a friend group, I'm gonna pick Jamaica. If I'm getting to connect with
Like
anybody and having
yourself.
like a tour,
Yeah.
if I could just be where somebody can really just take me to the spaces where I got to experience, realize things. But I just started like, I don't know, I'm a little far behind, so I'm terrified of what it would do to me if I went to Africa.
Like just like blowing your mind.
Yeah, my mind will go crazy.
I pulled up my thing.
Excuse me?
I'm 25% England.
Put it away. Put that thing away.
Northwest Europe. 19% Nigeria. 12% Scotland. 11% Ivory Coast and Ghana. 9% Cameroon, Congo, and Western Bantu peoples. 8% Ireland. 5% Sweden,
Didn't I say
Denmark.
Ireland? Didn't I say the
Yeah.
nigga was Irish?
4% Mali.
Mali. Welcome.
Thank
Welcome
you.
to the club.
3% Benin and Togo, 3% Norway, and then 1% Germanic Europe. Nigga, you tell me what that word
How
is.
you gonna get mad at us when we didn't even get
I'm over here laughing because I can't say Germany. It's not Germany, nigga. You see it say Germanic, nigga. I said, is this the Nas album or some shit?
He cooking himself right now.
Oh my God.
Thanks for the support, dog.
I just looked at you, nigga. Don't get uncomfortable because
What
you
about
fucked
you?
up.
What about you though? Would you pick Africa or Jamaica? Well, would you pick
Northeastern
definitely
Europe?
going.
Because like, would you pick the
Northeast-
We're gonna remove Jamaica. Would you pick to explore the white side or the
I would definitely go in
That's it.
Africa. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah, because
That
I
makes
wouldn't want to
sense.
be over there all day, like explaining to them how I am half white. They'd be like, "Well, you look black to me." You know what I mean? Like, I'm tired. I want to.
So my mom is white.
I want to go. Yeah, exactly. I just want to go.
well, in Africa, there's a lot of white people.
There are some. There's not as much.
Steve Nash was born in Africa.
It's
Random
Canadian
fact.
though.
Yeah, I thought he was Canadian, but
Well, I think he grew up in Canada.
I don't know.
Elon Musk is from Africa, South Africa.
I'm not biting.
Any other random facts before we
I
get
don't.
into that?
I'll say that I don't know if I believe
Said,
it.
you know you're able to have 3 rat hairs in each can of chili and it not be a problem, right? It's a nigga, what? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, episode 59. Been a real one. I'm your host, Shane. Here with my motherfucking co-host.
J. White, the Fi Guy.